Good afternoon and welcome to Euro 2024 for our second game of the day and the first game of Group B, and it's set up for quite a classic. This early in the competition is quite rare, but these two know each other inside out. Spain taking on Croatia, number 8 in the world in Spain and 10th place in the world, Croatia. The national anthems are underway inside the Olympiastadion, who will host the final in just under 4 weeks' time inside this wonderful stadium. And one of these two teams will be hoping they make that far. Croatia got to the World Cup final in 2018. Spain knocked Croatia out of the round of 16 in Euro 2020 when they played each other. This is the fourth successive European Championship in which these two have played each other. Spain won the competition 3 times, the only side to win back-to-back European Championships. Actually won 3 international competitions in a row: the 2008 Euros, the 2010 World Cup and the 2012 Euros. Spain, the only side in history to do that. Croatia facing the team that they were beaten on penalties by in the round of 16 last time out. They'll be hoping that they can go better than that. But this I'm expecting to be the tightest of the groups. Group B, Spain, Croatia, Italy and Albania. Albania maybe a ride off, but Italy the current holders. Spain an underdog, you would probably say. One that's not being pipped by many people. And Croatia, a side that always do well, especially recently in European competitions. It's their 6th successive appearance at a Euros finals. So we're almost ready to go. The anthem's done and the players ready to get underway. Let's have a look at the two teams then for this Group B clash. And Spain start with Unai Simon in goal, their preferred goalkeeper. David Raya, the Arsenal number 1, on the bench. Dani Carvajal starts in defence alongside Nacho, both players winning the Champions League for an umpteenth amount of time for Real Madrid a few weeks ago. Robin Lenormand and Marco Correa make up the defence for Spain. An incredible midfield of Rodri deep in that midfield alongside Fabian Ruiz and Pedri. Nico Williams off the left. Lamine Yamal becomes the youngest player ever to feature in a Euros competition at 16 years of age. And Alvaro Morata leads the line and captains Spain this afternoon. On the bench for Luis de la Fuente's side is Ramiro, Raya, Laporte, Navas, Vivian, Olmo, Zubimendi, Perez, Lopez, Baena, Marino, Grimaldo, Joslu, Yazabal and Torres. For Croatia, a dogged team, a physical team, and they've still got the experience of Luka Modric to carry them through. They start with Dominik Livakovic in goal. Josip Stanisic, Josip Sutalo, Maran Pongracic and Josko Vardiol in defence. The experienced Josko Vardiol, of course. Marcelo Brozovic, Mateo Kovacic and Luka Modric. 38-year-old Luka Modric, by the way, captains Croatia in midfield, with Lovro Mayer, Andrej Kramaric and Ante Budimir leading the line. For Croatia on the bench, Labrovic, Ivusic, Vida, Erlic, Juranovic, Sosa, Baturina, Pjaša, Sucic, Perisic, Mario Pasalic and Marko Pasalic, Luka Ivanusic, Nikola Vlasic and Bruno Petkovic on the bench. For Croatia, Luis de la Fuente's side against Zlatko Dalcic's side. Spain, the 3-time winners of the European Championships, the only side to do it back-to-back against Croatia, who are always doing well in European competitions. Their 6th successive appearance in the European Championship finals, and it's about to get underway. A very good afternoon and welcome to our second game of the day. And we get Group B going. Group A complete for match day 1. And it's now Group B's turn. Spain in their red and navy home kit, and Croatia in white and red this afternoon to get us going in Group B. The country in red. The only team, the only international nation to do something we've never seen before on the international stage. 3 successive international tournament victories. That was the last of those, came 12 years ago at Euro 2012 in Ukraine. They lit up the stage in the late 2000s. Spain, they're the best team in the world, but this Spain side have steadied in recent campaigns, but not got to the heights of what they once were. They've always got to the knockouts, always get to the quarterfinals or semi-finals, but really just don't have that verve for the final step to take themselves to a final and even win the final. They did win the Nations League though, Spain, which could help them here. Here's Lamine Yamal, who's the youngest player ever to feature in a European Championships. 16-year-old Lamine Yamal, a Barcelona youngster. Starting here shows the confidence Luis de la Fuente has in the youngster. Of course, the whole of Spain has in such a young player. There's a lot of experience as well in this Spanish side. The likes of a Carvajal and Nacho. Of course, Alvaro Morata, 31. Not a spring chicken. Here's Nico Williams, trying to feed it forward to find Morata, but closed down. A sunny Berlin early evening in a stadium that will host the final, as I mentioned, in a few weeks' time. We'll see if one of these two sides will make that stage. Of course, Croatia made the 2018 World Cup final. They were also in the Nations League final, which Spain won that time round. Is a ball in behind. Alvaro Morata made the run, but Livakovic knew it was coming and came and got the catch. But nice ball by Lenormand. Spain, as I mentioned, in red. Croatia in white for this one. It's all about experience and kind of physicality from Croatia. We always talk about how they're always really physical, really hard to battle against. You're not the most pacey, not the most highest quality of players, but what they do have is that desire and that fight and that passion. But also they have, I mean, Luka Modric, the definition of a midfield warrior and a masterclass of midfield football from Luka Modric. Every time he puts on that Croatian shirt, captains his country. He actually appeared in the 2012 edition, which Spain went on to win. Luka Modric shows his experience at this level. 38 years of age. Is Luka Modric. Header back there from Carvajal, back to Unai Simon. As Croatia had a decent spell of possession there. Ruiz breaking forward down the left. Pedri switching it out to Yamal on the right hand side. He's got bodies in the box. Lamine Yamal looking to find the cross, blocked off. Nice pick up by Pedri though. Finds Ruiz, who tried to squeeze it through the lines but closed down, and Livakovic got to the end of it. But nice interchange of play from Spain down that right hand side. Yamal trying to cross it, and it just blocks back. Picked up nicely by Pedri, lays it off to Fabian Ruiz, and he tried to go for the give and go. Ended up closed down and well shielded out there by Croatia defensively, but nice idea by Spain. Lenormand. Carvajal. Switching it across to Nacho. Real Madrid teammates, of course. Out to the left-hand side, Cucurella, who may have come as a shock addition, or a shock of involvement at left-back for Spain. Marc Cucurella, the Chelsea left-back. Here's Yamal, down the right-hand side, using his pace. Gets it into the box. Cuts it back for Carvajal. Carvajal with a low cross. Pretty tame. That cross recycled nicely by Rodri. Spain dominating the early possession. Looking to have an early shot on target. Croatia defensively holding firm for the moment. As Nacho makes a stride forward, almost running into trouble. Spain keep the possession though with Lenormand. Carvajal. Lenormand across now to Ruiz. Looking to find the run of Nico Williams. Williams chips the ball away and battling there with Stanisic, and Stanisic held on just long enough to see the ball out of play, but Nico Williams causing a real threat there. Good defending to hold him off, covering a lot of ground there. And Nico Williams trying to make a nuisance of himself, using his body to try and pip the ball at the byline, but well marshalled out of play there by Croatia, and they get the goal kick. That's a poor pass. Kovacic losing the ball, and now Yamal finds Alvaro Morata with the first shot of the afternoon for Spain. Straight down to the left-hand side of Livakovic, who catches pretty simply. Morata trying to fire right through the ball, but it kind of doesn't make a clean connection with it. It's not the sweetest of strikes, and simple enough for Livakovic to dive to. Morata, of course, the Spanish captain, which might come as a bit of a surprise as well. Expecting maybe a midfielder in the likes of a Rodri maybe, or even Nacho at centre-back, who's the Real Madrid captain, to maybe put on the armband, but Alvaro Morata has the armband around his left arm. Carvajal. And I'm expecting, you know, as we always see from Spain, the way they want to play football, they want to dominate possession, they want to control the tempo of the game, they want to get their wide players heavily involved in the attacking phase. That dominance of possession can massively go against you at times as well, heading on the counter-attack, and maybe that will be the idea that Croatia will try and adopt this afternoon, that counter-attacking idea. Here's Carvajal. Yamal, nice step inside, finds Rodri. For now Ruiz, down the left-hand side, finds Nico Williams. Up against Meyer, he's dropping back. Williams. Back it comes to Nacho, now Rodri. Spain holding the possession at the moment. 71% of the ball in the opening 8 minutes. Spain. Here's Carvajal. Back across to Nacho. Patient with their play. That's a lovely ball by Nacho through the middle. Pedri lats the pawn, but lovely work from Cucurella. Battling for it, but good tracking back there by Meyer. Wins it back. That's a lovely bit of skill there from Stotalo. Although Livakovic there clears his lines, no threat. And Stotalo there with a lovely bit of skill to beat past a possible pressing threat of Spain there. As Alvaro Morata reached out for the ball, and it's going to be a free kick to Spain. This time Stotalo didn't get the better of his man, and coming in a bit late on Morata there. He clearly won the ball, and it's a late challenge which will result in a Spanish free kick. Referee this afternoon, by the way, is Michael Oliver. Very experienced Premier League referee. He's on the international stage. There's a lot of criticism about English officials this season. This is the tournament where they can try and redeem themselves. Who knows? Free kick for Spain. Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal are over this. Both wingers over this free kick for Spain. Nico Williams with a delivery and trying to lift it into the box, but it goes all the way through and out for a goal kick to Croatia. No one within a couple of yards of that from a Spanish point of view. And there's the Spanish coach, Luis de la Fuente. And Croatia just need to get a touch on the ball, and Luka Modric does well to win them a throw-in. On the right-hand side, he'd be their key man, as he has been for so many years, Luka Modric. In that midfield at the right old age of 38, still running the show in the middle of the park. Not only at international level, at club level as well, at Real Madrid as well. Here's Kovacic, surrounded, and Fabian Ruiz wins the ball back for Spain. Rodri now, back across to Nacho. To Cucurella. He will take no risks and pass back to Unai Simon, the Spanish goalkeeper, who's had probably about 3 touches so far. Fabian Ruiz going for the long ball, looking for the run of Nico Williams, and Livakovic allowed it to just sail past him because it was always going out for a goal kick. But Nico Williams giving a thumbs up to Fabian Ruiz for the effort and the attempt of trying to find that run in behind. Oh, Spain win it high up. Oh, sheer amount of bodies from Croatia got them out of that bit of bother. And Lamine Yamal has just been penalised here for a foul on Mateo Kovacic, although I don't think there's very much in that. He actually doesn't touch him. He's dived there. Mateo Kovacic. It's not a foul. Nonetheless, Meyer trying to get Croatia up the pitch a bit, them out of the depths of their own half, where they've been almost exclusively in the first 12 minutes of this game so far. Pongracic, Kovacic, Modric, Meyer has to come back to Modric. Taking his time, Luka Modric to eye up a pass, just plays it square. Out to the right hand side it comes to Stanisic. Now the switch ball, out to the left hand side. Brought down there, it was Vardiol that made the overlap, and good defending back there from Carvajal. Denies the Manchester City man an effort further forward for Josko Vardiol there. It will be a goal kick to Spain. Vardiol, of course, was in great form to end the season with Manchester City. One of a real flurry of goal scoring to pick up his first Premier League trophy with City. Well, that's it for a header, but I think there might be a foul in there for Michael Oliver. Yeah, Nico Williams, just a slight push on Pongracic just before his header went Lamine Yamal's path. So free kick to Croatia. As they've already taken Satalo into midfield. Kovacic beaten off the ball again, and now Lamine Yamal is in here for Spain. Not a great first touch, but he's trying to confuse the defender and just run out of room. There, the 16-year-old, very experienced bit of defending from Pongracic. Lamine Yamal, it was the first touch that really took him further infield and probably what he would have liked, and closer to the Croatian centre-back than he initially would have wanted, and kind of closed the angle on any possible shot that he would have had, and he did take the shot. That was well blocked by the Croatian centre-back, but certainly a pacey threat in behind for Spain, and that's why he's in the starting 11 for La Roja. As they get a brick away here, Budimir is heading it forward, and great anticipation from Unai Simon to put it out for the throw-in, but Croatia had a good option there. Here's Modric trying to find his teammate there. I think that was Budimir. It wasn't Budimir, apologies. Meyer goes out for the throw in. Here is Meyer. Back to Stanisic. Nice Sotalo. Croatia have been penned in their own half for the majority of the early stages, but in the last few minutes or so they've tried to string a few passes together and starting to pose a bit of a threat to Spain. Not majorly though. Stanisic. Mateo Kovacic. Sprays it out to the right hand side. To Meyer. Back to Stanisic. Passing is a lot better here from Croatia. And Kukureya trying to battle back for the ball off Lovro Meyer, and it's giving away a free kick here. Yeah, it just comes diving in a bit late there. Was Mark Cucurella, and it will be a free kick to Croatia. Pretty unnecessary one to give away, and it's a good opportunity here for Croatia in the final third. Luka Modric will look to eye this one up. Strong, high. A lot of height in there for Croatia. See if Luka Modric can find one of them. Whistle goes. Oh. Cross comes in. Cleared away by Alvaro Morata. The first header on it. Trying to go for the dummy there with the Croatian players. Luka Modric ended up not taking it. Meyer was the one that eventually took it. They both stepped up for it, stood back, and then Meyer did take it eventually. And the cross really came to nothing. It was a simple enough header for Alvaro Morata defensively to just head it out for the throw in. Well, it's almost a year to the day, the last time that these two met. It was on the 18th of June 2023 in Rotterdam in the Nations League final. The goalless first 120 minutes, goalless first 90 and extra time as well. Went to penalties. Nikola Vlasic, Marcelo Brozovic and Luka Modric all converted Croatia's first three spot kicks. Joselu, Rodri and Marino doing the same for Spain. Meyer's kick was then saved by Simon. Marco Asensio and Ivan Perisic both scored, when Spain winning by 5-4 in the shootout. So recent kind of battlings, and of course, as I mentioned, it's the fourth successive time they've met in an international tournament. Spain having the better of it. Won 5 of the last 10 meetings. Croatia 3, 2 draws in that time. Spain have scored 20 goals. Croatia just 12 goals in the last 10 meetings. So more or less they're averaging a 2-1 scoreline every time they meet on average. Spain edging them out. We talk about Spain having won the competition the most. 3 victories in the European Championships. Only Germany have participated in more Euro finals than Spain. It's their 12th appearance in the tournament. Only Germany with 14. It's their 8th appearance in a row and 11th in their last 12 editions. They only missed out in Euro 1992 in that last 12 editions, because they won it in 1964, the second edition of the Euros, and then of course in 2008 and 2012 Spain. And Croatia have started to play a bit more, and Spain just haven't had the dominance they did in the first 10 minutes or so. It's actually gone the way that Croatia actually have slightly more possession than Spain now, so it's the momentum swung from heavily in Spain's favour early doors to now more or less heavily in Croatia's favour in the last 10 minutes. It's a lovely ball in behind, and Budimir had the run, but Unai Simon again quick to anticipate it and came flying out to get the catch on it. Well shielded by Lenormand. It had to see Budimir away, but Croatia starting to grow into the game after a tough spell in the early stages, but they've ridden that spell and are now starting to express themselves in possession. Sotalo. Pangrasic to Josko Vardiol. Forces it through the lines. Finds Kovacic. Now out wide to Stanisic on the right hand side. Stanisic with a cross, and the header attacked there convincingly by Ante Budimir, but well wide. Not a great header. Lovely cross by Stanisic into the box, and Budimir did get there ahead of Lenormand that time, and in the end it went quite well wide, but a good opportunity. And starting to see that opening up of Croatia in this, starting to grow in confidence, and Spain kind of wilting a slight bit at the moment. I'll get a goal kick there because they struggled to play out there, Spain, but they did get a bit lucky with a high press from Croatia. They do win the goal kick. And halfway through the first half, there's not much between the two sides really, as the scoreline suggests. 2 shots for Spain, 1 for Croatia. Croatia just edging the possession at the moment, 56% to Spain's 44%. Spain with the only shot on target of the game, of course, that Morata chance early doors. It was a simple enough catch for Livakovic, but it's the only shot on target so far. That's a upheaval of Alvaro Morata there. But Morata, the one penalised for it, deemed to have fouled the Croatian player. And of course, today in football, of not only the Euros, that's the big football news of the day. Oh, Livakovic almost put that one out for the corner there. Euro news is not the only news in football of the day. Some sad news, of course, that Kevin Campbell, 54-year-old, used to play for Arsenal, Everton, passed away today. Very sad news that, of course, from earlier today, and of course also some other sad news as well with the Millwall goalkeeper Maja Sarkic, who passed away at the age of 26. Just wanted to make sure I got my facts right before I said that, but 2 very sad pieces of news today. But just pay their respects to both of those at this moment in time. So get back to the football then. Cucurella played to Nico Williams, who wins the throw-in off Meyer. Really at this point, 25 minutes gone, it's about very little between these two teams, and Could come down to a singular moment at this stage. Still a long way to go, obviously, in the game, but at this moment in time, there is very little to separate the two. Goals could come from moments of brilliance. That's lovely spin by Alvaro Morata. Ruiz now, and Spain on the break. Down the left-hand side comes Nico Williams. Got Cucurella on the overlap. Williams will go for the deep cross. Yamal just couldn't reach it. Williams with a nice idea to switch it out to Lamine Yamal, but couldn't get close enough to the 16-year-old to try and take it down. It will bounce out for a Croatia goal kick. Talk about Luka Modric's skill there. He got outskilled by Alvaro Morata in the initial winning of the ball to get Spain on that attack. Here's Nacho. Back to Unai Simon. Nico Williams threatening at the back. Stanisic does well, and Brozovic gets it back to his keeper, Livakovic. Header up there, won by Carvajal. Brought down by Meyer. Both sides faltering possession in multiple moments. Dominating the ball. It's pretty kind of equal on that front. Evenly matched at this moment in time. Let's be honest. All the talk coming into this group, mainly the headlines will be about the holders, the reigning champions, Italy. They're the talk. They will be the talk of Group B. But Spain and Croatia, two very kind of two sides filled with quality. But it could come down, depending on what way results go in this group, it could come down to only two of the three teams getting out of the group. I don't think that will be the case. I think all three teams will get out of the group, because I think this group will have one of the top four best thirds. But in that aspect, these two teams could go under the radar. And it's the question of whether it will help them. You know, Croatia, yes, they still have Luka Modric, and he's still an amazing player. But there's not been that much talk about anyone else. Here's Spain, though, in behind. Here's Alvaro Morata! One moment, and Spain take the lead. Alvaro Morata, the captain of Spain, firing them into the lead in Berlin. One moment, as I mentioned, could change it. And in a matter of literal seconds, Spain winning the ball back. Cucurella picking it, getting it forward. Tucked down beautifully by Rodri. And then the ball in behind from Fabian Ruiz, I think it is. And it's like the red arrows flying forward, Spain. But Alvaro Morata leading the line, charging through, gets in behind the Croatian defence. And all he has to do is find it past Livakovic one-on-one. And he just slots it nicely. Side foots it with his left boot. And there's only one place that ball is going to end up, and that's in the back of the net. Almost, you could literally say Route 1 football. Try and overcomplicate things in football at times, and sometimes all it takes is literally right through the middle. As simple as that at times. And Alvaro Morata has given Spain the lead. La Roja are ahead in Berlin. Simple goal, but such good quality in the build-up from Spain. Commitment to win the ball back, although Croatia won an instant response here. Here's Mateo Kovacic, and the shot straight at Unai Simon, but that was another good threat. It was straight up the middle again this time. Croatia up the middle of Spain, and Kovacic got a bit of a deflection that maybe helped Unai Simon from the shot. As the Croatians looking for an instant response. And the goal was coming kind of a spell of the game where we were in a bit of limbo. You know, Spain were probably the better side of the first 10 minutes. Croatia probably the better side between the 10th and 20th minutes. And the last 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes or so, it's been a bit of limbo. Neither side have really controlled the game and really kind of taken the game by storm. But one good, really nice moment by Spain, right up the spine of the Croatian team. Right through the middle to Alvaro Morata. With a quality finish. Uncomplicated, very simplistic finish. Sometimes that's all it takes. And here they come forward again, Spain. They have Yamal on the run. Down the right hand side, nicely taken down against Josko Vardiol. Yamal chops back onto his right, back to his left again, and almost confusing himself with that footwork. Does keep the ball though. Finds Pedri. Now Ruiz trying to spin his way through. Fabian Ruiz! What a goal! That is beautiful from Fabian Ruiz. And Spain, in a matter of moments, had found themselves in limbo and now lead by 2-0. Fantastic from Fabian Ruiz, twisting and turning the Croatian defenders inside out. And he left Livakovic standing, staring at the ball, going past him. Beautiful finish. And that is Spanish football epitomised. It's the initial pass to find Yamal, and Yamal just doesn't work it out the first time, but he keeps the ball. And that's the crucial point. He keeps possession. He recycles it, finds Pedri. Pedri lays it off to Ruiz, and the footwork is just beautiful to finish it off. And then the strike left everyone watching in disbelief. And in a matter of moments, from when Croatia were starting to grow into the game and finding their feet in the game, Spain put their foot back on the gas and completely accelerate their way through the Croatian defence to cruise into a 2-goal lead. And it's all a bit of a shock for Croatia, although they want to get a goal back. Here's the shots. Second one is wide. It's Maya that had the second shot. Brozovic, I think, with the first. We see it here. Getting a bit of... I mean, there's about 5 or 6 Spain players in and around one. And Brozovic gets the break of the ball at the edge of the box. Here's the shot. Simon with a save to parry it wide, but straight back into the path of Lovro Mayer. And Mayer just hits the side netting with his shot. The game's come to life all of a sudden. I said it's a matter of moments. And once again we've seen Spain carve out some wonderful displays and phases of quality football. They find themselves 2 up. And the Spanish fans, who I'd have to say are outnumbered in Berlin. The Croatian fans have travelled in their major numbers, and they were probably the happier of the two sets of fans for the first 25 minutes or so of the game. And I'm certainly been silenced in these last 5-10 minutes or so, as Pedri was fouled there, so it will be a free kick to Spain. Another long ball in behind. One for Nico Williams to chase this time. He takes it down and gets the corner off Satalo. Alvaro Morata making his 74th appearance for Spain this afternoon. His 36th goal. Fabian Ruiz, his 24th appearance. His only his 3rd goal at international level. Will certainly be in the highlights reel for him. That goal, lovely footwork, exquisite. Spain have a corner then, left hand side. chipped into the box. Centre was on and felt it took a deflection there. The Normand was agreeing. He had the first header, but it might have took a slight deflection. Maybe not. Goal kick to Croatia is the official's decision. But this is what Spain have. This is the quality that Spain have. And I mean, you know, they can look like they're under a lot of pressure and they're in a lot of trouble, but they have the quality players that can ping a pass 60, 70 yards up the pitch onto a pinpoint kind of position. And they have the quality where they can deliver from those moments, and that's the difference. It's just sheer quality from Spain. It's that simple. That's why I felt that they were coming into this one. Not many people talking about them, but you look at the quality they have in the side, the experience of a Carvajal, a Nacho, even Simon at this level, the Spanish goalkeeper, Unai Simon, 40 appearances for his country, and they're turning them inside out here again. Morata and Cucurella there went long and well wide, that one, but again, really good interchange of play, really good intricate football. Initially I think it was Morata and Ruiz that were just pinging it around in tight spaces. This is beautiful, this goal, second goal. Just seeing the replay of Fabian Ruiz's goal, it is absolutely exquisite. The footwork, and then to go through the legs of the Croatian defender to squeeze it into that far right corner. Wonderful. That's not all three games that we've seen at Euro 2024 so far have all started with 2-0 scorelines in the first half. Scotland went 2-0 down against Germany. Hungary went 2-0 down against Switzerland. And now Croatia find themselves 2-0 down against Spain. And the two teams that went 2-0 up in the games went on to win the games. So Spain will be quite comfortable with that aspect so far. We do have a stoppage in play for the moment. Pedri is the one receiving treatment. I think it was just a kind of took the ball to the face, kind of. He's just receiving treatment to make sure there's no concussion there. Just seeing the first goal again. I mean, it's Route 1 right up, as I said, right up the spine of the Croatian team, and right the way through. It's as simple as you like. Lovely ball in behind, beautifully weighted, perfect run by Alvaro Morata, and then the finish is just class. It's just a classic centre-forward finish, and it's just as simple as you like from Spain. But I would still say, going in at half-time, Croatia will be like, what has actually happened? Because for the majority of this game so far, they've been pretty comfortable. You know, yes, Spain had that dominant spell early doors where they were controlling possession. They weren't firing shot after shot after shot. They weren't having major kind of moments in front of goal. And then Croatia rode that kind of spell of possession from Spain. They got into the game themselves, and they were probably growing into the game and probably becoming the better side and the more likely to score before Spain hit that sucker punch and scored the first goal. And then at that point, I think Croatia are still in shock at the first goal before the second one goes in. They just fully haven't really recovered, and it's those moments in games that separate you from being a really good team to being probably one of the best teams. Those little spells in games where you're maybe not on top, when you're maybe not the best team in the game, when you're not firing on all cylinders, and you're probably kind of in a bit of a limbo moment. It's about when you can deliver in those moments and when you can be clinical and get that crucial goal in those moments. That separates you from being a very good team to being one of the best, especially in a knockout style competition as is the Euros. So if Spain can continue that, yes, it's one game, it's 40 minutes of the campaign so far, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but they're already showing some traits where they could be a very competitive team in this competition for this edition. And I mean, we'll see, time will tell, but if they top this group, they'll certainly not become underdogs, and they'll certainly not be left without being talked about. That's a nice touch by Modric. And now here's Meyer. Meyer with a cross. Back post. Oh, how did it not go in? Josko Vardiol at the back post. Again, nice break of the ball. Meyer on the right-hand side. Crossing it right the way through the 6-yard box. Then it came right back the other way from Josko Vardiol. And all it needed was a simple tap. Any sort of connection from Budimir there, and that would have been 2-1, but completely missed it. It's a matter of inches. And that's why I would say that this scoreline could be quite deceiving so far. You know, you look at this scoreline, you haven't seen the first 40-odd minutes of the game, and you would say, oh, well, Spain have just been dominant, they've been the better side, and Croatia really haven't shown anything. It's actually quite the opposite. Croatia have been very threatening in moments. They have got forward and had quite a number of chances themselves. It's not the same case as the game we had earlier, where Hungary were just really poor in the game and Switzerland were the better side. It's actually just Spain have been more clinical. It's as simple as that. Both sides have had their chances, but Spain have just taken their chances so far, and that's the difference. Nacho. Cucurella. Out to Nico Williams. He's trying to escape down the line, but run out of room. We'll go out for the throw into Spain, though. Simon to Lenormand. Rodri to Pedri. Ruiz. Spain looking to just see out this first half now. 2 minutes plus the additional time to go. Spain 2, Croatia 0. And they want to add to this here. Here's Cucurella down the left. He's got bodies in the box. The deflection from the cross almost helped him out there. Meyer put his leg out and it deflected, and it did end up helping Livakovic, but it could have went the opposite way as Nico Williams had made the run. Again, another threatening move down that left hand side from Spain, and they certainly have got the better of it in the wide areas so far. Here's Luka Modric, the Croatian talisman. 176th international appearance. Caked in experience. It's Luka Modric at the fine old age of 38. Here's Meyer, switched out to the left-hand side. Kovacic, cross midfield to Brozovic now. The shot from distance, and goes well wide in the end, but it was initially threatening from... It's not a bad from Kramaric there, Andrej Kramaric. Quite deceiving. The wide angle is quite deceiving at times. I mean, I was deceived earlier on in one of the other games, so when you think it's closer than it actually is, the opportunity. Last couple of seconds of the 45 minutes. We'll see how long will be added on at the end of this first half. Simon kicks it long. Header up by Sotalo. And we will have 2 added minutes. Just waiting on confirmation there. I heard it in the stadium, but wasn't sure until we got the confirmations. 2 added minutes. Here's Kramaric. Look for the cross. An early cross. Headed away by Ruiz, but back it comes through Modric. Looking to have a strong end of the half here. Croatia. Kovacic with a shot. Very optimistic effort, that one from Mateo Kovacic. That was well wide, that one. He knew that wasn't the right decision to take that shot there, Mateo Kovacic. He apologised instantly for it. He made his 100th international appearance not too long ago, Mateo Kovacic. This is his 102nd. Scored 5 goals at international level. Was the Manchester City midfielder. Here's Carvajal, lovely touch. Ball in behind, Nico Williams takes the touch. He's got Pedri across and tried to go for Pedri there, Nico Williams. He will get the corner out of it. Again, really nice run in behind, and Nico Williams just going for the cutback. Pedri was waiting in the middle, but in the way that time was Pongracic, and he put it out for a Spanish corner, which will surely be one of the last opportunities of this first half. Corner taken short by Yamal. Williams. Back to Yamal. Looks for the cross. Out swinging, and it's in. Dani Carvajal, the poacher in the box. Lamine Yamal, the youngest player to appear in the European Championships, has his first goal contribution of the European Championships, and Dani Carvajal, the finisher, the poacher in the box, to just show up and get his first international goal. Dani Carvajal at the fine old age of 32. And 3-0 to Spain. Nicking a goal just before half-time to extend their lead even further really does help them. The cross is beautiful from Yamal, and the finish is equally so from Dani Carvajal. Nice stretching on the right leg, and again Livakovic, no opposition to that. No idea it was coming. Can't blame him. And that is certainly not the end of the first half that Croatia would have wanted to make it even worse. But ultimately a perfect first half for Spain, as the first half comes to an end. And Spain will take a 3-goal lead to the interval. All 3 goals possibly in a moment, in a spell where Spain weren't at their best, but they're certainly clinical. Morata with the first, Ruiz with the second, and Carvajal with a pipped effort just before half-time. At the break at the Olympiastadion in Berlin, it's Spain 3, Croatia 0. Welcome back to Euro 2024 half-time, and certainly not a scoreline I was expecting. Before kick-off, Spain 3, Croatia 0. Certainly getting treated with a lot of goals so far in our games to start the tournament. 13 goals in 2.5 games of football. 6 last night in the opening game, 4 earlier this afternoon between Hungary and Switzerland, and 3 already at half-time between Spain and Croatia in the German capital. And Spain, in moments, I mean, I said it the whole way through the first half, it's not that Spain have tore Croatia to bits in that first half. When they've got the chances, they've just been more clinical. It's as simple as that. I mean, Croatia have had their chances in that first half. I mean, I remember Budimir had a couple of opportunities in that first half. The first one was a nice cross by Stanisic. He headed it wide. The second one, maybe the Josko Vardiol one, where he could have just got a tap in, but it was maybe inches just ahead of him. Little moments like that really change a game, and I mean, Spain have just been massively clinical. I mean, Alvaro Morata's goal, I've said it multiple times, it's Route 1 football right up the middle. Lovely ball by Fabian Ruiz, right through the middle. Alvaro Morata, simple as you like. A very composed finish for such an experienced striker in Alvaro Morata's level. His 36th international goal and 74th appearance. The Atletico Madrid striker. Then the second one, again, really nice build-up play by Spain, but it was initially Ruiz that got the kind of attack going. Pinged it out to Lamine Yamal, so like a 50-60 yard pass out to the right hand side. Yamal couldn't threaten himself, but the thing was, he kept the possession, he kept the attack going, he kept the pressure on Croatia. They got the bodies back, and Spain got up the pitch, squared it across to Pedri, and then Pedri just gifted it to Ruiz. Ruiz turning Croatian defenders inside out, like prime Messi. Fabian Ruiz there, and I'm not exaggerating. And he snuck it right through the Croatian defender's legs into the bottom right corner. Lovely goal by Fabian Ruiz. And in the third one, right before half-time, from a corner, taken short, Lamine Yamal with a lovely out-swinging cross, in-swinging cross, from the right-hand side, and pipping up in there was Dani Carvajal to just tap it in from around about 6 yards. Really nice goal just before half-time, and really kind of made it awful for Croatia. I mean, how they will be feeling at half-time. I mean, I said about 10 minutes before half-time, they will be going in shell-shocked at the first half that they've played in, because it's not that they've been torn to bits, it's not that they've been completely out of the game, it's not that they've not laid a finger on Spain. They've had their chances, they've been, in moments in that first half, the better team, they've played the better football in moments, but it's just, at this level, you have to be clinical when you get your chances, and Spain have been exactly that. And I mentioned it in the first half, how in a competition like this, you know, it's not always about who's playing the best football or how much possession you have or how many chances you have. It's all about scoring in the big moments, when it matters most, against the best teams, who can have that definitive kind of spark where they can nick a goal from nothing. Spain at this moment, in that first half from what I've seen, have that kind of extra layer to them that a lot of teams don't have, that the best in the world have. You know, the likes of France in 2018 comes to mind, in the 2018 World Cup, where they weren't always dominating possession, they weren't always controlling the opposition, they let the opposition have chances. I mean, they played Croatia in the 2018 World Cup final. Croatia scored 2 goals. France won 4-2, but basically because they were the best attacking side. They gave up a lot of chances, but they could create a goal from nothing. And Spain in that first half could create a goal from absolutely nothing. That's why they're 3-0 up. It's not that Croatia have been awful, it's that Spain have such great creativity in their side. I mean, we look at the array of talent they have, the finishing of Alvaro Morata, Lamine Yamal, who could run for days at 16 years of age, his first European Championship, the youngest player ever in a European Championships, Nico Williams bursting off the left, causing problems, using his physicality, the quality on the ball of Ruiz and Rodri and Pedri. pinging balls left, right and centre, and then the really solid defenders, a lot of experience in Nacho and Carvajal, the Normand as well, and Simon, a very experienced goalkeeper. Spain have the bare bones of a very good side. It's about coming together and making it work in the tournament. So far, so good, really. Only a half of football, they've a whole other half and 2 other games to go against some tough opposition, the likes of Italy to come in match day 2. And then by that point, they will be hoping, Spain, that they can rest a few players to play Albania on match day 3, and they'll see themselves into the knockout stages. But it's not the group stages they'll be tested the most. Yes, they play Croatia and Italy, two very, very good teams, and 2 teams probably also pipped for the knockout stages. But they'll not be tested in the big moments in these games. It will be when it does become knockout. When it does be the round of 16, the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, that is when the qualities that we've seen in that first half will come to fruition and will actually be more important to Spain in the grand scheme of things, if they get that far, of course. Anything can still happen. And more to my point, we look at the stats from that first half. Spain had 43% possession, so less possession in the game. They actually had less shots than Croatia, 6 shots to Croatia's 7. So that just shows you the fact that it's not that Spain have completely destroyed Croatia. On both occasions, Croatia have actually had more possession and more shots. But the thing is, Spain have created 2 big chances. They've had 4 of their 6 shots on target. That's double the amount of shots on target that Croatia have had. Croatia have just the 2 from their 7 shots. And it's that clinical nature that is the difference between the 2 sides. They've scored both of their big chances. Croatia missed a big chance in that first half. So it's those moments that are the difference at this moment in time. And that's why Spain lead by such an extravagant margin at half-time. It's as simple as that. One more game to come for you later this evening. We will be watching the reigning champions, Italy, also in Group B. They will be watching on, looking at these 2 sides in this game, and despite the scoreline, Italy will know these 2 sides will be huge opponents, but they'll want to get off to the best start and to try and protect their trophy and become only the second side to retain the trophy after Spain. They will want to get that off to a fantastic start, a good start, if they can beat Albania later this evening, as you would expect them to do so, but you never know. On the international stage, anything can happen at this level. Italy rated 9th in the world, Spain 8th, and Croatia 10th, of course, so Italy sandwiched in between those 2 teams. It's kind of interesting. Spain will play their 2 toughest opponents at the start of the game, at the start of the group stages, and Italy will finish with their 2 toughest opponents, of course. Italy and Spain will play in match day 2, and then Italy will play Croatia on match day 3. Spain will be hoping that schedule maybe could help them if they could get the results early doors. We will see. Then tomorrow, if you've enjoyed this triple header, we have another 3 coming for you tomorrow. Group D gets underway tomorrow as Poland take on the Netherlands at 2. Slovenia face Denmark in Group C from 5. And then England get their campaign underway. They lost in the Euro 2020 final at Wembley against Italy. They will be getting their campaign up and going at 8 o'clock on tomorrow night against Serbia in Group C. England, based on the opposition they face, Slovenia, Serbia and Denmark, probably should top their group. They should definitely get out of their group at least, and we will see if they can at the end of this week. Right, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back for the second half, which is only a couple of minutes away. An exciting first half in Berlin. We'll be hoping for exactly the same in a couple of minutes' time. Do stay with us. Welcome back to Euro 2024, live on LFS this afternoon. Our second game is at half-time, second game of the day. Spain taking on Croatia. Spain 3-0 up at half-time. Goals from Alvaro Morata, Fabian Ruiz and Dani Carvajal in that first half. That has Spain 3 goals to the good. Do get involved on socials as well, on X, Instagram and TikTok. We'll be all over those social media pages all the way through Euro 2024, and you'll not want to miss a moment. We'll be hitting the key moments and our highlights of most matches will be going up on the YouTube channel after every day. We'll have at least one highlights game every day of the group stages up until the 26th of June, and then we'll be highlighting quite another number of games before the end of the competition, of course, so you'll not want to miss a moment. Also, like, subscribe and turn on post notifications. You'll not want to miss a single moment. We'll be streaming over 40 games live on LFS through Euro 2024, including all 4 quarterfinals, both semi-finals and the live final on Sunday the 14th of July. Right. The second half is about a moment or so away. Just a reminder then, obviously, that we do have that one more game for you later this evening. Italy taking on Albania. Italy, the reigning champions, taking on Albania tonight. 8 o'clock on LFS. We'll be live from Signal Iduna Park in Dortmund this evening. And there will be a German referee on that one, Felix Fire. Right, we're almost ready to go for the second half. Bit of a delay. No idea what the delay is, but we're almost ready to go. And the question will be for Croatia, I mean, what is the... Genuinely, I don't know. If I was the coach, I don't know what I would say at half-time. 3-0 down. I mean, maybe just get a goal and try and get a goal, and you never know what can happen. But, I mean, 3-0 is a very difficult scoreline to try and come back from. Most would know that. And that's the difficulty for Croatia, really. It's the level of deficit that they have to come back from. I mean, yes, Hungary had to come back, try and come back from deficit earlier this afternoon. That was only 2-0, and in a 2-0 deficit, it's 1 goal changes a game. At 3-0, 1 goal really doesn't derail Spain whatsoever. 2 goals would kind of scare them a bit, but they'd still be confident within themselves. And the way they've defended, I mean, it's not that they've been impenetrable, and Croatia will know they can get chances. They just need to get a goal early in the second half and maybe question Spain on a couple of moments, and you can see what happens. But one thing that is for certain, Croatia, they need to be much more controlled in terms of denying Spain. But that's as hard as it can be when they have the quality and the ability, Spain, to carve you open. Even when you think that you've got them completely worked out, they've got another trick up their sleeve. And Croatia are going to make a change as well at half-time. Ivan Perisic, who's going to come on, the experienced full-back. Can also play wing, right wing as well. 35-year-old Ivan Perisic is going to be coming on for Croatia. For his 132nd appearance in international football. But Spain will get us going. Start the second half. Alvaro Morata, the first goal scorer of the afternoon, will get us going. There we go, we're underway. Michael Oliver, the English referee, gets us going for the second half here at Olympiastadion in Berlin, where the final, of course, will be held in 4 weeks' time. And we will see if one of these two teams will be there. At the moment, Spain are showing a lot of good quality, and we'll see if they can use that to their advantage. I'll get the full details of that substitution as well for you from Croatia's point of view in a moment when I get confirmed who the substitution is for. Here's Carvajal, who nicked the goal late on in that first half. to extend Spain's lead to 3-0. That's his first international goal, by the way, Dani Carvajal. Rarely is he in a position to get a goal. He's one of a few players that are yet to get their first goal for Spain, but not many of them have had as many appearances as Dani Carvajal. 44 appearances. Anyone within that kind of rating is Unai Simon, the goalkeeper, has 40. He's the only other one with double figures or more appearances without a goal. So Carvajal, eventually, at the 45th time of asking, has opened his account. Lenormand. Yamal tried to be a bit cute with that one. Trying to flick it on for Pedri, but will go out of play for a Croatian throw. It's all about starting early, starting quick for Croatia, testing Spain in the early moments of the second half. They allow Spain to kind of settle in the second half and give them a chance like this. Here's Alvaro Morata for the first attack of the half for Spain. Lays it off to Cucurella, bodies flooding forward. Here's Ruiz, just dispossessed. Good challenging. I think it was Meyer there that did well to challenge and won the ball. Sorry, it was Stanisic that made that challenge. Looked like Spain were in again. That's exactly the opposite of what Croatia need to be doing at the start of the second half, and that as well. Tried to go for the switch ball and slightly overhit, as Vardiol couldn't keep it in play, and it will go out for a Spanish throw on the right hand side. Inside Croatia's half. We talk about Dani Carvajal's first goal for Spain. Lamine Yamal. His first goal contribution in a Euros. It's not his first goal contribution for Spain, though. Scored 2 goals in his 7 previous appearances. I mean, he's made 7 appearances, and he was born in 2007. He will turn 17 the day before the final of the Euros on 13th of July. Lamine Yamal. Seen a couple of records broken for this Euros. The youngest ever manager or head coach to ever take charge of a European nation in the European Championships, and Julian Nagelsmann on Friday night for Germany, and now the youngest player ever to appear in the European Championships in Lamine Yamal here this afternoon. Simon to Cucurella. Down the line finds Nico Williams. So he tried to break past Stanisic, but well closed down. Here is Josip Stanisic. In a bit of a trouble. Had to go back to Livakovic, and Croatian keeper has to knock it long. Just to keep the possession for the side that find themselves 3 down, and there's a foul there. Battling for the ball was Pongracic, and he's eventually given away a free kick on Rodri. Yeah, he just committed himself there, and he was nowhere near the ball. The centre back, so Rodri wins the free kick for Spain. I mean, Rodri, a stalwart for Manchester City in midfield. I mean, he's the only player in the Manchester City side that if they don't have him in the team, they just can't play. He is so crucial to the way Manchester City play, and so crucial to the way Spain play. But here come Croatia. Into the box it comes. Shot from Vardiol blocked. Go out for the throw-in. Was a pull in there. I think it was Kramaric that was pulled. Maybe felt that there was a foul in there, but VAR not getting involved. And the referee, Michael Oliver, immoved by that. So we play on. Brozovic. Got options ahead of him. Stanisic now. Meyer. Back to Brozovic. Cross to Kovacic. Kramaric giving it back to Pongracic. Now to Sutalo. Finds Meyer in a bit of space. Kovacic beating off the ball. And the referee bringing that back for a pull on Mateo Kovacic, so it will be a free kick. Luka Modric. Out to Stanisic. Modric now. On the right flank. Back to Josip Stanisic. Back to Brozovic now. Croatia getting the better of the possession. Trying to find their way through. That's a lovely touch by Modric. Kramaric couldn't reach it. And Spain break out. Really good build-up play from Croatia there. Here's Nico Williams though, and Spain have got bodies forward. Pedri lays it forward. Morata couldn't reach it, but Pedri will keep it going. Keeps the attack on the road. Pedri lays it off to Yamal. And the big save by Livakovic with his right hand. But from Spain, almost in a bit of trouble at the back, come flying forward. And it's the quality of players they flood forward, 4 against 3. And it was Pedri trying to weight the ball in behind for Morata. Morata couldn't carry it with him. It falls back, loose ball for Pedri to pick up. He sprays it wide to find Yamal. And Yamal coming off the right-hand side, stepping in field, tries to kind of curl it towards the far corner. Really strong save by Livakovic with his right hand. And Spain denied a 4th goal. But literally seconds after Croatia... Oh, what's happened there? Literally seconds after Croatia almost had a goal scoring opportunity themselves at the other end. And they've messed it up because Brozovic is, without any pressure on him whatsoever, trying to pass to his keeper, and he's put it straight out for a corner. An unforced error from Marcelo Brozovic there, and it'll give Spain a cheap set piece, which Nico Williams takes short, finds Yamal on the left-hand side. Yamal beats past his man, cuts it across, and all the way through it goes. Yamal bursting past Kovacic, left foot across, right across the box, and Alvaro Morata comes off his upper thigh, and it comes flying past Livakovic. Had no time to react, and it just comes flying out the other side. Spain have come very close to another goal. Once again, they're knocking on the door. La Roja. Morata flying forward, but it was a high boot there. They try and take the ball down, and it will be a simple enough free kick for Croatia there. By the way, Ivan Perisic did not come on at half-time. He was ready to go at half-time, but he did not come on. He was dressed and ready to go at half-time, but the Croatian manager, Zlatko Dalcic, did not make the change at half-time. I think he's ready to make it now. But here come Croatia on the break. Here's Kovacic. Out wide on the left is Vardiol. He's got bodies in the box. Back to Mateo Kovacic. Takes the touch. Gets to the byline. Cuts it back. Budimir. And now the shot. Stanisic blocked. The header is off the line. How is that not gone in? And Spain get a goal kick out of that. My goodness me. How Croatia did not score from that position is beggars belief. Lovely football from Kovacic initially. Fine Vardiol. Kovacic got the brick of the ball, got to the byline, cut it back. Budimir was there, he left it. Stanisic with the shot had it blocked by Cucurella. Incredible block. Then it bounces up in the air. Budimir was there to try and head it in. He headed it across goal, palmed away by Unai Simon. I mean, how Croatia did not score is beyond belief. I mean, goodness me. And the Spanish players, in his disbelief, it's the rest of us as to how that didn't go in the back of the net. They were celebrating like they'd scored themselves there, Spain, defending that. Ivan Perisic has now come on for Croatia. So Perisic on for his 132nd appearance in his national side's colours. Try and help them put the ball in the back of the net, something they've massively failed to do today despite having ample opportunity. Here's Lamine Yamal, bursting with pace. He's got pace to burn. Here he goes, Yamal, into the box. Can he find one of his teammates? He's blocked off. Vardiol got back. He did pass the ball off to Nico Williams. Now Ruiz. How he find that ball off, I do not know. Ruiz there winning the free kick. Pulled back there. Yeah, Fabian Ruiz just allowing Luka Modric to grab a hold of him, and he knew he was going to get the free kick. They're taking it quickly here. Shot! Oh, the referee doesn't want them to take it quickly. Goodness me, they need to calm down. Danny Carvajal got a bit ahead of himself there. He took the free kick quickly. The referee didn't want that. Didn't allow it. The change, by the way, Ivan Perisic has come on for Ante Budimir, who started at centre forward for Croatia, and Ivan Perisic is on in his place. So maybe a change of system for Croatia? Who knows? We will see. Time will tell. They're setting up their wall defensively here to try and deny Spain. 26 metres is the distance to goal here for Yamal and Nico Williams. Yamal to take it, left-footed, hits the wall. Bounce its way back to Carvajal. Now, Marco Correa. Nico Williams, again running out of room. He's tried that a couple of times to skip past his man down that left-hand side, and he's been blocked off multiple times by Stanisic, although he's won it here. Stanisic giving it away. Nico Williams, he's now got bodies with him. Williams squares it across to Ruiz. Couldn't find the pass off to Yamal, intercepted there. Here's Vardiol. Carries it forward for Croatia. Meyer now, he switched out to the left-hand side. Here's Luka Modric. Now Stanisic. Modric on the overlap. Finds Luka Modric. Back to Stanisic. Trying to find Stanisic, but wasn't on the same page as his captain. And Spain will get a free kick out of that for a few late lunges. It was Pedri that time that was fouled by Luka Modric. It was a late lunge by the Croatian captain. Sees him penalised for that one. And Spain reacting to that Croatians change, and they're going to make a substitution of themselves. Dani Olmo is ready to enter the fray. Momentarily, Dani Olmo. And he's going to come on for Pedri. Pedri, who's been involved massively in that midfield alongside Ruiz and Rodri at commanding that midfield area so far. Has Pedri. And it's going to be, obviously, Dani Olmo that's coming on for him. His 34th appearance for his international side. Dani Olmo scored 8 goals. The 26-year-old, the RB Leipzig player. I mean, Spain have got massive amounts of talent, both on the pitch and on the bench. As we've seen already from this game, the talent they've got on the pitch, they've got it on the bench as well. For fresh legs to bring on to change this game. Not that they need to change it, just some fresh legs. They're in a comfortable position at this moment in time, Spain. And they're looking threatening for more. Goal difference could be a big player. In a tight group, goal difference could be a massive factor. Croatia will want to make sure that this 3-goal deficit that they have doesn't get much bigger, or any bigger at all. They might want to reduce it themselves. Here's Stanisic. Now Kramaric looking for the cross in. It's deep to the back post, but that was fabulously calm from Dani Carvajal. Knew there was a man behind him in Perisic coming in, but just chests it calmly back to his keeper. That is composure exacerbated. Trying to get the right word there. It's composure. Ultimate composure from Dani Carvajal. That's what I mean about experience. Things like that, moments like that, where a youngster could probably panic, or a young defender could panic and kind of make an unforced error, but the experience of Dani Carvajal just helps that extra bit. And obviously there's quality, obviously. Experience goes a long way in international football, considering that the players don't get massive amounts of time to play with each other and to learn each other's game inside out as they do at club level. So experience is ever so slightly more important on the largest of stages at international level. Cucurella committed to win the header. Williams on the press, but well cleared away by Sotelo. Lovely touch by Nacho. Cucurella trying to give and go with his centre-back. Will just be seen out of play there for a throw-in. Croatia throw-in. Well, the second half has not been as kind of not as even, shall we say, as the first half in terms of the performance. Spain have actually had more of the possession in the second half so far, with 56%, but not majorly. They still have had less shots than Croatia. Croatia have had more shots in the second half than Spain, 5 to Spain's 3. Compare that to the first half, where they also had more shots than them. So Spain in total with 9 shots, Croatia with 12 shots, as Cucurella fouled there in his own box. Will be a free kick. Spain want to take it quickly, but a bit impatient. They give the ball away right away, and they need to get themselves in order here. Kramaric with a cross, cleared away that time by Nacho, who wants to reinstate composure in the back line. Here's Luka Modric. Deep cross to the back post. Carvajal to try and flick it away, but brought down by Perisic. He's battling back with Yamal. He's tracking back to help out his team defensively. Here's Kovacic. Out wide it goes to Ivan Perisic. Up against Lamine Yamal. Beats past him, puts the cross in. Cleared away by Lenormand. All the way into the other half of the pitch, which will allow Spain to push out and push up the pitch a bit more. Although they've had a player collapse to the floor there, Spain. They will keep their attack going. They've won the ball back and they don't want to stop this, because here comes Yamal on his own. Lamine Yamal still going. Almost going to run out of room here on the right flank, and he plays it off. That is unbelievable football. They're going to stop it now, I think, Spain. It was Alvaro Morata that fell to the floor. He's back to his feet. He is okay to continue, I think. Actually, he's just going to receive a bit of treatment now, I think. No, he's actually going to just say he's finished here. He's taking his armband off, so he's going to go. He's going to come off here. That was a strange moment, that. Croatia are going to make further changes. And their talisman, 38-year-old Luka Modric, he's not a robot. He does have limitations, and it's the amount of time he can be on the pitch is one of those limitations. He's going to make way alongside Mateo Kovacic. So a double midfield change for Croatia. And on in their places is going to be Mario Pasalic and Sucic as well. So Mario Pasalic and Luka Sucic are going to come on for Croatia. Spain are going to make changes as well. This is when it gets tough. When you're tracking about 30 players, 26 players, and you're trying to manage every single person's number. It's going to be... Are they going to make that change? I mean, Alvaro Morata's taken off his armband, and they're not going to make the change yet. It's going to play on. For the moment. The referee's not allowing these substitutions to be made just yet, so the Spanish captain, who started as captain, has not got the captain's armband, but he's not off the pitch yet. Strange moments. Here we go. Croatia trying to come forward. Kramaric lays it off down the left-hand side. Here's Perisic. One goal could spark Croatia into life. But Dani Olmo does well tracking back to get the ball back and clear it away for Spain. They're desperate for a change. They want to make these changes, Spain. But the ball's still in play. Here's Perisic. Down the left-hand side. Yamal putting in a challenge. Doesn't dispossess Perisic, and he can still get the cross in, but Unai Simon had that one well covered and did catch the ball pretty comfortably. Are they going to make the changes now? What's going on? Yeah. Optimistic one from Perisic there. The ball is now out of play. It will be a Croatia throw. But they're going to make these changes now, Spain. So, double changing coming. Their captain, Alvaro Morata, he's going to make way for Mikel Oyarzabal. So Morata, who opened the scoring this afternoon with that cool, calm finish to give Spain a one-goal lead in the early moments. He's going to make way alongside Nico Williams, who's going to make way as well. And they're going to be replaced by Mikel Oyarzabal and Mikel Merino. Two Mikels coming on. Mikel Oyarzabal and Mikel Merino. Both coming on for Spain. The Normand. Back to Unai Simon. Goes long for that ball. Headed on by Olmo. Around the corner there. Tried to find the run, but one back by Sutelo for Croatia. Livakovic goes long. Headed by Nacho. The Normand. Cucurella under a bit of pressure. Lost the ball, Marc Cucurella there. Won by Stanisic. Switch ball out to the left-hand side from Croatia, but Ivan Perisic wanted the low ball, but Asilic tried to go for the crossfield pass, and it went down to play for a Spanish throw, which ended up the experienced Ivan Perisic complaining. Cucurella. Olmo laying it off nicely. Oyarzabal plays it forward. Down the left-hand side comes Dani Olmo. Chops onto his right. Olmo closed down by the retreating Meyer. He will go long up the pitch. Tested down by Kramaric, but again dispossessed by Cucurella. And Spain back on the ball. Rodri now, who has the captain's armband. Plays it off to Carvajal. 21 minutes plus additional time to go. And it's Spain 3, Croatia 0. No change in the scoreline from the first half. All 3 goals coming in that first spell. Alvaro Morata with the first, Fabian Ruiz with the second, and Dani Carvajal with the third, just on the kind of verge of half-time. I think Croatia are going to make another change. That will be their 4th change, if they do make it, in a moment. They have the ball here with Pasalic. Sukic. Given away. Here's Lamine Yamal. Back to Rodri. Carvajal. Rodri. Back to Cucurella. On the left-hand side is Olmo. Spain taking a more conservative approach at the moment. Not flying forward at any given moment. But here comes Rodri, who's broke free. Finds Olmo. He will charge infield. And flick it on and try and find the run of Merino. But well closed down at the back there by the Croatian centre-backs, Sotelo and Pongracic. It's Croatia have it in the middle. They're readying that other change in a moment or so. Here's Sukic. Kramaric. Vardiol trying to spin away, but Yamal does well to battle back and try and get the ball for his team, but given away. Chip forward from Kramaric, and the header back from Rodri to Unai Simon to restore control from the Spanish side. That's a lovely ball out to Dani Olmo. Tried to take it in his stride, but the ball kind of stuck up a bit. Stanisic will get the throw in for Croatia. They're going to make that change now. So it's going to be Bruno Petkovic who's going to come on, and he's going to replace Andrej Kramaric. So Kramaric coming off, and Bruno Petkovic is going to make way, or is going to come on in his place. Bruno Petkovic, 39th appearance for Croatia. Of course, was a very important goal scorer in their Nations League campaign, and they ended up losing in the final to Spain. Got some big goals for his country in that competition. I want to do the same here. Here's Ivan Perisic whipping across in. Sušić brings it down in the box. Trying to square it around the corner, but again given away. Rodri picking it back up, and now trying to get Spain on the front foot. Yazabal. Marino pings it out to Yamal. Lovely touch. Take it down. And all the way back it comes from Carvajal back to Lenormand. Don't forget, as I mentioned, one more game to come this afternoon, and it will be the other two teams in Group B facing off later this evening. Italy taking on Albania, 8 o'clock kickoff here on LFS. Here's Dani Olmo taking the shot from distance. Took a deflection straight into the hands of Dominik Livakovic in the Croatian goal. Nacho. Rodri. Marino. Just being comfortable on the ball at the moment, just passing it around. Just a quick check on the stats then. Spain overall in the game, they had less possession in the first half. They've had more of it in the second, but overall, in the 74 minutes of the game, Croatia still slightly edging the possession stats, 52% to 48% in Croatia's favour. They've created 4 big chances, Spain, in the game. 10 shots, Croatia 12 shots. Haven't had a shot since we last checked the stats, Croatia. 10 shots, 5 on target for Spain, 12 shots, 3 on target for Croatia. They haven't had a shot on target in the second half. "15 minutes plus additional time to go. And Spain fairly comfortable in this group game, where we were predicting a very tight game, a very close affair, but I mean the damage was done in the first half. Spain came out flying out of the traps, and despite having less possession and less shots in the first half, they were deathly clinical and scored 3 goals from 3 big moments. It's all they needed in that first half, and it's exactly what they've done. Croatia will, if they can, If they can't, sorry. If they can't conjure up a comeback, which looks unlikely at this stage, but you never know. If they can't, they will be left kind of shell-shocked at the fact that it was a small spell in the game. They'll not be overly disappointed with their all-round play, but they'll be disappointed with the fact that they were not clinical themselves, and they allowed a 5-10 minute spell of a game to define the whole match. And sometimes that can happen. It's the combination of the fact that they allowed that to happen with also their lack of clinical edge themselves. It's been a poisonous combination for Croatia. Here's Lamine Yamal running in behind, but the flag went up pretty swiftly there from the assistant. He just stepped just offside there. Stanisic. Lenormand. Oh, not the most convincing from Unai Simon, and almost a tap-in chance. Oh, it's got to be a penalty. It is. What was that from Spain? What complacency can do to a side cruising in a game, and they've given away a penalty completely unforced here. Pass back to Unai Simon. He waited far too long. Fantastic pressing by Meyer. And then the really poor challenge by Rodri to try and get the ball away. It's a late lunge, and he ends up tripping himself up there, Petkovic, but was the challenge in there? Oh, actually. Seeing the replay again. This might be harsh on Rodri. VAR checking it as we speak, so this is a big moment. From what I've seen from the replay, it looks like Rodri goes for the challenge, doesn't make contact, and Petkovic trips himself up. I don't think this is a penalty, but the decision is penalty. I don't agree with that. From what I've seen, I think they've got that one wrong. I don't think that's a penalty. But Croatia will get their chance to decrease the deficit and could set us off for a crazy ending to what has been a crazy game, but in terms of the scoreline, pretty comfortably for Spain. The man who won the penalty, Petkovic, Bruno Petkovic, is stepping up to take it. Can he get Croatia on the score sheet? Petkovic up against Simon. Saved by Unai Simon, but the follow-up is in. They do get their goal, but not from the penalty, from the rebound. A fantastic save by Unai Simon initially. The rebound left an empty net for Petkovic to find the ball into the back of the net. Really good save. Dive well across, and the rebound. Perisic, cool as you like, to square it across, and Petkovic there waiting to tap it in. And one goal could turn into two, could turn into three. Optimistic belief, but that's what you need when you're this far behind. It's not impossible. Although, they are checking something else now. Checking for encroachment. I mean, is it really a coincidence that we've had two games with VAR interaction before this, and the first game with VAR involvement from an English referee and English officials, it goes a bit more confusing. Not just saying anything, I'm just saying. The decision is encroachment? I need this explained. I have no idea what's happened here. So the goal is ruled out. Listen to this. The goal is ruled out because the penalty, there was encroachment from Ivan Perisic, who had a direct impact on the goal that was scored from the rebound of the penalty that was saved. Now, I've never seen that before. I mean, this is probably a once in a generations type decision. What? I didn't agree with the penalty initially being given. I didn't think it was a penalty. Then the penalty was saved, the rebound was scored, but it was ruled out by VAR, the goal that was scored, because the player that got the assist for the goal encroached when the penalty was taken. I mean, try and uncover all that. I've tried my best, but I have no idea. Genuinely. Still 3-0 to Spain, though, so there you go. And I mean, if that isn't going to get Croatia a goal, I don't know how they're going to score now. But that was their moment, that was their chance, that was it. But in the end, it doesn't help. There we go. I mean, that's just mad. Sucic. They've not given up yet, though, Croatia. There's still a lot of time. 7.5 minutes plus additional. I mean, if they do come back now, it'll be one of the most amazing, but it looks a slim to none opportunity for Croatia now. With that goal, if it had have stood, maybe they could have had a late kind of opportunity at it. But looks very unlikely now. But they can only, I would have to argue, and I wouldn't say that I feel sorry for Croatia, because they've had ample opportunity. Genuinely, I have to be honest. Croatia have been poor in front of goal all afternoon. They've not been anywhere near clinical enough. And that's what it takes. Against the best teams, you have to take your chances when they come, because you will be punished at the other end. And here comes Spain again. Dani Olmo. He's got Oyarzabal with him. Dani Olmo wants to go himself, but run out of room and run into two Croatian bodies, tracking back to defend that moment. Although Croatia might turn defence into attack here. Petkovic, Sucic, now Petkovic again, switching it out to the left-hand side. Perisic tried to shoot from the box. Perisic blocked. Shot from distance. Straight out of Simon there. Who will deal with that one? I mean, that's hit and hope, really, from Ivan Perisic from that type of distance. And there's now an issue here. Looks to be Rodri, actually, that has the problem for Spain. It's not another good sign. The fact that Alvaro Morata went down before he had to come off. There was an issue with him. And now the man that's inherited the captain's armband has also gone down. So maybe a slight worry for Spain. They're going to make two changes incoming. So it looks like Ferran Torres is going to be one of the substitutions, and Martin Zubamendi might be the other that will be coming on for Spain. And I think Rodri might be going off here, although he's back to his feet, so we will wait and see. But Ferran Torres and Martin Zubamendi will be coming on for Spain. First substitute is going to be Lamine Yamal, who's coming off, the youngest player to appear in a European Championships. Got his first goal contribution with an assist for Dani Carvajal. He's been a massive bright spark for Spain. Incredible. It's just a exquisite, unbelievable story that a player at just 16 years of age is making his debut at the European Championships and is holding his own so well as he did, Lamine Yamal. He's come off as well. And I couldn't see who the other player was because I was raving that much about Lamine Yamal. I'll get that to you in a moment. But I can say that Ferran Torres and Zubimendi have come on. So another double substitution for Spain, which is their final two substitutes of the game. Croatia can make one more if they wish. Three and a half minutes plus additional time, and Spain look like they're going to be joining Germany and Switzerland on match day 1 victories. Germany 5-1 against Scotland, Switzerland 3-1 against Hungary, and Spain currently 3-0 up against Croatia. Croatia's next opponents will be Albania on match day 2, and then Italy on match day 3. Spain, they have Italy on the horizon after this, and they'll be surely keeping a keen eye while they recuperate there this evening. They'll be keeping a keen eye on that game between Italy and Albania in Dortmund this evening. Spain and Italy play in 5 days' time, June the 20th. And Croatia and Albania play the day before, on the 19th. So Spain and Italy will have an extra day's recovery over both Italy and over both Croatia and Albania. Not that that will really matter. Here's Ferran Torres with his first real attack, first real involvement. Gets forward and gets the corner out of Pongracic. Using his pace well there and tried to square it across the box with real pace, and it came crashing off the defender and out for the corner. And the real worry for Spain, although they do have that three goal lead and they're looking likely to get 3 points from match day 1, it'll be the injuries that'll be the worry for them. Corner comes in. Headed away by Croatia at the front post. Dani Olmo will recover. Cucurella looking for an option. Finds Nacho. Cucurella back it goes to Unai Simon. Unai Ruiz. I haven't picked a player of the match from any of my 2 previous games, but there's a definitive player of the match in this one. It's Fabian Ruiz. I mean, that first half performance is absolutely exceptional. And I mean, the goal, the best goal of the day, without a shadow of a doubt. But it's just the footwork. And he started the move off himself for that second goal, Fabian Ruiz. I mean, to start the move off and then to finish it off with such quality as he did, I mean, it's just exceptional. And he will be... he's my player of the match, especially. Definitely. I don't think many would disagree with that. Although Spain have had a couple of contenders. Yamal with a great performance. Pedri as well. Morata, of course, with his goal. Ferran Torres there, trying to lay that one off, but deemed to have handled the ball in controlling it. So therefore will be a Croatia free kick. 90 minutes are up, and we will play 5 added minutes at the end of the 90. So 5 more to go. And we'll give you a quick look at Group B, how the table looks before we leave you here for the moment. I'm going to show you how it looks. I mean, you can guess. It's pretty definitive. Spain will be top and Croatia will be bottom. But just for confirmation of that, we will show you just before we leave. I have to say, all 3 games that we've watched so far have been really exciting games, full of goals. 13 goals from 3 games is fantastic. I mean, that's averaging around 4 goals a game, which if we stick at that rate, we're going to have one of the most exciting European Championships we've ever seen. But surely we're going to get some dead rubbers in there somewhere, surely. But I don't think we're going to get one later this evening, although I don't want to curse it. You never know. Here's Sucic. I have to say, it's a lovely evening in Berlin. The sun just setting nicely. Our next game will be under the lights in Dortmund. Lovely occasion. Fantastic venue to play football in the Signora Dunja Park. The home of Borussia Dortmund. Home of the Yellow Wall. We'll be watching that in around about an hour or so's time. As Croatia trying to come forward there. Perisic's header, well wide. Goal kick. 3 minutes of the 5 added to go. And we're almost to the end of this one. And the Croatian fans will be disappointed with the result. Disappointed with their side's clinical edge. And they'll know they'll need to be a lot better. And maybe Albania next could be a good chance for Croatia to try and get their goal scoring ahead of that game against Italy on the match day 3. Goal difference could be a massive factor in a tight group. Here's Dani Olmo. Still trying to find another. Here's Marino. Gets it off Pongracic and gets another corner for Spain. They're not finished yet. They maybe want another goal. As Ferran Torres and Dani Olmo are over to take this corner. They take it short. Torres. Back it comes. Zubamendi. Flicked forward by Ruiz and into the box it came, but the header there was straight into the hands of Livakovic. Now Meyer coming forward for Croatia. 90 seconds to go. Out to Stanisic on the right hand side. Lots of Spanish bodies back. Not many for Croatia up the pitch, and Spain will recover the ball pretty comfortably there. So back in possession. Dani Olmo looking for the run of Yazabal. Yazabal will not get the ball there. He'll be deemed to have fouled the Croatian Satalo. So it will be a free kick to Croatia later on. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications if you don't want to miss a single thing of Euro 2024. We're going to have over 40 games live here on LFS, including all 4 quarterfinals, both semi-finals, and the live final as well on the 14th of July. And as I said, don't forget one more game from our triple header today. Italy taking on Albania, the reigning champions of Europe. Italy taking on Albania at 8 o'clock from Signal Iduna Park in Dortmund. Pasalic. Perisic. Closed down again. As Carvajal challenged, and Carvajal brought to the floor. He has the captain's armband, the third different player to have a captain's armband for Spain tonight. Morata started with it. Rodri then took over, and both those players off through injury problems. So Dani Carvajal ends the game with the captain's armband for Spain. And they will be the big worries. Morata and Rodri, key to the spine of this Spanish side. Their centre forward and their centre midfielder. They will be the worry, and they'll try and recover them as quickly as possible for that game against Italy. Because there's the final whistle from Michael Oliver. Spain took 3 lovely goals to see off Croatia. A first half display of brilliance from Spanish Red to put Croatia to the sword. For the 6th time in the last 11 meetings, Croatia faced defeat against Spain. For the 2nd successive time, and for the 4th successive time in European Championship competition. Spain will top the group, unless Italy can score more goals than them, or Albania can score more goals than them. later this evening in their matchup. And from Berlin, the German capital, Spain are top of Group B at the moment. Spain 3, Croatia 0. And just confirmation of that for you, as you can see on our scoreboard there. Spain 3, Croatia 0, our second game of the day, as I mentioned. Italy, Albania to round us off on day 2 of the Euros. That's coming up in an hour's time or so. Just to confirm then their position in the group then for Spain. Spain top of the group, 3 points. Plus 3 goal difference, 3 goals scored and 0 conceded. Italy in second, Albania in third, and Croatia bottom of the group. And we will see Italy and Albania, as I mentioned, in action in about an hour's time. The team news should drop any moment now, but we will be back in around about 50 minutes time for our final game of the day. Italy against Albania. For now, see you shortly.